today as both teams come out into the middle. The home team on your left in their traditional white strip and the Chinese in their traditional strip. Important fixture for both these teams. The third placed team and the fourth placed team in the first leg played in China. Sri Lanka will be looking to try and get a big win here, or even if they lose this game, worst case scenario, they'd not want to lose it and lose it within 34 points. Ibuki Tetsuka from Japan will be our referee for this game.
A huge moment, a huge game in the second leg of the Asia Rugby Emirates 7 Series 2025. Can Sri Lanka get their win back against China? Or will China make it 2-0 against Sri Lanka in the second series for the year 2025? Here's the kickoff. Target C in part of the field. Chandra Soisa unable to gather it cleanly. And Sri Lanka with the penalty advantage, taking their time. Takes the tap. Jansen gives it to Jayantu Dilshan. Here's Dinal Lekanayaka. Dinal Lekanayaka searching for gaps here. Here's Srinath Suryabandar. Akash Madhushankar. Back to Jansen. Chatura Soisa. Skipper Kavindu Pereira. Kavindu Pereira goes straight into contact. Gives a lovely offload out to Chatura Soisa. Kavindu Pereira. Sri Lanka still inside their 122. Here's Jayantu Dilshan. Gives it to Dinal Lekanayaka. Dinal Lekanayaka with a lovely step. Needs to give the offload out. Here's Srinath Suryabandar. Srinath Suryabandar. Will he have enough pace to go all the way? Yes, he will. His fourth try of the series. Srinath Suryabandar begins day number 2 with a bang for the home team.
Very patient stuff from Sri Lanka in the early stages. Really stretching the Chinese defense. Good work, I thought, from Dinal Lekanayaka on this right-hand side flank to step past the tackle and also get the offload in. Srinath Suryabandar gets the first try of the day for the Sri Lankans. And he had to outpace Ma Chong. Sri Lankan Sevens Maestro does it early on for Sri Lanka. Conversion not successful, but it's 5 points today. We'll have a look at a replay of that try there. Jayantu Dilshan was right in the middle of everything in that try. Dinal Lekanayaka stepping through Bao Wong's tackle. And then it was a sprint from Srinath Suryabandar to outpace Ma Chong to score Sri Lanka's first try in this important fixture.
A lovely assist from Dinal Lekanayaka to create that try for Sri Lanka. Here's the restart, an important moment. Sri Lanka have not been that good when it comes to the restarts. Very well collected. Now China with an opportunity to attack. Chatura Soisa, the lovely tackle. China on the move. Going from right to left, spots the gap. Jayantu Dilshan, Akash Madhushankar. Good piece of defending so far from Sri Lanka. Ishan Jansen, Kavindu Pereira, the skipper. Not that easy to get that big man down. Kavindu Pereira unable to roll away. Akash Madhushankar. Srinath Suryabandar. Good work from Sri Lanka so far, but China, they are keeping the consistency up as well. Spots a little gap. Srinath Suryabandar. Brilliant tackle. Back to the halfway mark now. China trying to stretch the Sri Lankan defense. Loose pass there. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Once again, I believe that's Srinath Suryabandar again. Tackled into touch.
Fantastic defensive effort there from Sri Lanka, really shutting out all the options for China. Ma Chong was trying to create some stuff for them. Have a look at this. Another big tackle coming in. Huge tackle on Yi Ji-wen. He was bundled into touch. So first set piece of this game, already 4 minutes gone. Sri Lanka secure it off the line out.
Jansen, Kavindu Pereira almost fumbles it. Needs support here. Oh, Ishan Jansen manages to clear things up for Sri Lanka. Very well collected, but Chatura Soisa unfortunately just at the last moment fumbles it. It's going to be a scrum.
Holding on, penalty there as well. Scrum first. Scrum advantage first, but then China got the penalty and they've gone back to opt for a scrum here. Centre field, so they have options on both sides. Do the Chinese. Just need to get ball in hand and get possession here, China. Got runners that can really create some damage. Here's a ball from Jansen to Chatura Soisa there. Fortunately couldn't hold on to that ball and the Chinese defender was right there. Interesting setup in attack from the Chinese. Here's Ma Chong giving it out to Yi Jiwen. Here's space on the outside for the Chinese. Offload comes in, but Sri Lankan defense is up to the task. Madhushanka over the ball, but over the ball illegally. Had to release that ball here. Need to take it from the mark there, China. Hu Jinye. Anxious Chinese officials watching on. China have opted for the scrum once again here, 5 meters away from the line. Just the one score so far in this game, just the solitary score from Srinath Suryabandara.
This was always going to be a very physical contest with a closely contested encounter. With the feed in China, an opportunity for them. Almost thought about using the shorter side and spots the gap perfectly. The number 17 for China, Shi Wenyi, scoring that opening try for China. And it's 5-all just like that with 40 seconds to go in the first half.
String of penalties come in the way of China in the last couple of passages of play there. Important conversion for Ma Chong. Gets it through, so try for Yi Jiwen for China, and they get a 2-point lead just before half-time against Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka made to defend a lot in the latter part of that passage of play. Here's a try coming in. Good short line run by Yi Jiwen to score the try for his country. The Chinese are on the score sheet.
That will be the last play most probably in this first half. He decides to go a bit long that time. Chatura Soisa gathers it cleanly. Goes straight into contact. Ekanayaka, Jayantu Dilshan, not quite sure that was the right option. Dinale Ekanayaka. Sri Lanka being pushed back here. Here's Akash Madhushanka, Kavindu Pereira steps away. Akash Madhushanka do manage to gather that and the tackler not releasing that time. Heshan Jansen, Jayantu Dilshan, Dinale Ekanayaka, Chatura Soisa. Searching for options. Chatura Soisa spots a little gap. Jansen, Akash Madhushanka. And Akash Madhushanka that time not the best of offloads. Wonder how vital that error is going to be. Holding on, penalty in favour of Sri Lanka. Srinath Suryabandara takes it quickly. Needs support here. The support arrives in the form of Dinale Ekanayaka. Heshan Jansen looking for options. Lovely stepping from Heshan Jansen here. Gives it to Chatura Soisa. Now Ekanayaka again. Jayantu Dilshan spots a little gap, and Jayantu Dilshan, he will sprint all the way towards that try line. Absolutely phenomenal. A much needed try for Sri Lanka just before Lemon Zabis.
Really not taking the foot off the accelerator there, Sri Lanka. They could have just tapped it and kicked it out into touch there, but really enterprising stuff from Srinath Suryabandara. And Jayantu Dilshan has been on absolute fire in this second leg. And in the entire 7 series, Conversion for Srinath Surya Bandara to take Sri Lanka with a 5-point advantage into the half-time huddle. Good performance from Sri Lanka in patches in that first half. China as well had a couple of good phases of play in patches. Some good rugby dished out all round from both these teams, and really what we anticipated this game to be. At half-time, Sri Lanka lead the Chinese 12 points to 7. Welcome back to the live action. It's the important final clash in the Pool C of the men's category. Here's the highlights of the first half. Dinal Ekanayake busting a couple of tackles and stepping past the Chinese defense. Srinath Surya Bandara outpacing Ma Chong to score that try, and a try from Yi Ji Wen to get the lead for China. But that was only momentarily before Sri Lanka created a try through a quick tap taken by Srinath Surya Bandara. And here's Janidu Dilshan, who really can go from 0 to 100 in absolutely no time. 12 points to 7. It stands at halftime. The home crowd will be very happy with that.
Yeah, to be honest, if they can win that semi-final clash. Chandra Soisa has had a good game for Sri Lanka so far. Sri Lanka Tennakon, he's out there. Gayan Pereira is out there as well. So Sri Lanka making some changes. And Sri Lanka. And that's a good line of attack from Sri Lanka off that first kick of the second half. Dilok Shadange out there as well. So Sri Lanka making a lot of changes. A good tackle once again. Chatura Soisa. Now China pushed back and he spots the gap. Ishan Jansen, they had to cover up. Dinal Ekanayake gives him the support. China slowly getting out of their own 22 here. Akash Madhushankar. Gayan Pereira. Akash Madhushankar. Captures the number 12 of China, who came straight into contact. China slowly making some yardage here. Sri Lanka need to be careful. The defensive line, one error can give the opportunity to this dashing Chinese line to go all the way. Now that decoy runner creating some pressure there for the Sri Lankan line. Still at the halfway mark, but they have been consistent, and a slight slip up there. The Lukshadange up to the task. And he loses it forward. Good tackle, good teaming up from Gayan Pereira and Suranga Tennakon. Lukshadange unfortunately gives a forward pass. But I believe the referee will come back for the scrum.
I thought when Jia Bao was gone for all money on that left-hand side corner, but good defense coming in from Sri Lanka. Really putting a huge shift in defense. They know that they have to dig deep if they are to win this game, and they really are digging deep here in defense. Look a bit more fluent today, Sri Lanka. Took a little bit of time to click yesterday. Generally a very fluent seven-side. Generally known as the Asian Fijians. They really do play like the Asian Fijians when they get into sync. Here's a scrum for the Sri Lankans with options on both sides of the park.
Tennakon with the feed in. It's Ishan Jansen. Ishan Jansen goes for the he can chase option. Yes, Dinal Ekanayake coming in. But China, they do really well. And that's holding on. Brilliant. Dinal Ekanayake inserting a lot of pressure. And Dinal Ekanayake straight away taking that quick tap. Ishan Jansen. Akash Madhushankar gives a long cut pass to Gayan Pereira. And Gayan Pereira will dive over for the third try for Sri Lanka in this fixture. And they take a 10-point lead, the home team.
Well, that try was manufactured by Dinal Ekanayaka in defense and in attack. The ability to know where and when to take the quick tap. Setting up one ruck, and the cutout pass from Akash Madhushankar was picture perfect. Suranga Tendakone. Good connection, but there's a bit too much of hang time on that kick. 17 points to 7 already. Sri Lanka have taken a 10-point lead. Here's that cutout ball from Akash Madhushankar to the youngster Gayan Pereira. Just 20 years of age and already donning the Sri Lanka jersey. Really big prospect in the game of 7s rugby and 15s rugby for Sri Lanka. 3.5 minutes remaining on our clock. What have China got to dish out to the Sri Lankan team? Only time will tell us.
Some space opening up for China, but Chatura Soisa once again there to do the job for Sri Lanka. Suranga Tendakone joins with Heshan Johnson, and brilliant. Suranga Tendakone gets the penalty for Sri Lanka. He takes it quickly, decides to go for the kick and chase option. Suranga Tendakone, and that will be a penalty try most probably. He will take some help from the TMO.
Have a listen to what the conversation is from the AR.
Red 12, tackle the ball. This is prevents a try. Yeah, without display, probably try. And penalty try for the white and the yellow card, red 12. Good.
I think that's the correct decision. The referee will show a yellow card to one of the Chinese players for taking the man out there, Suranga Tendakone, putting the kick ahead, and it's Ma Chong that is shown the yellow card from China, and the referee will go under the sticks. The Japanese referee will raise his hand for a 7-pointer for Sri Lanka, and it's 24 points to 7.
Now Sri Lanka a lot more calm, a lot more composed bit to begin day 2. This is what they missed out. Suranga Tendakone going for that little grubber. We talked about how this is going to be very important, and as you can see the replay, Suranga Tendakone was clearly in front. He had all the time in the world to probably attempt another little kick or to make the collection, and that's why the referee went to that decision of a penalty try and a yellow card. Now here's the restart. Now again targeting that little space, Sri Lanka again going deep. A good defensive work again. Good rush defense from Sri Lanka, but the referee believes it was a high shot. I think even Suranga Tendakone agreed as well. He went a bit too high.
Han Zhenji is the man who was shown the yellow card. Our apologies to Ma Chong.
Okay.
24-7 now, Sri Lanka really running away with this one. And if the score does stand like this with just 2 minutes remaining on our clock, Sri Lanka will top Pool C and will make their way into the Cup semi-finals. Once again, a top 4 finish for Sri Lanka on the cards.
Now Sri Lanka were not even part of the top tier last year, so this is a fantastic result for them to come back to the top tier. Not supporting body weights as the referee. Here's Diluk Shadange, lovely step. Nihan Bulat Singhal makes a collection, but I believe that was a deliberate knock forward from the Chinese player. A very convincing Sri Lanka in this encounter. Now China, they'll look back and they'll feel that they have not been up to the mark during this encounter. But it all came down to the fact that the Sri Lankan defensive effort was fantastic in this game, Abid.
They really did make their one-on-one tackles count. That's what Sevens Rugby is all about, the ability to defend as a team and to defend individually, which Sri Lanka has done fantastically well in this game. In that first game against Uzbekistan, they had a bit of a scare in the first half. They really pulled one back to try and get the victory there. Here's Dinal Ekanayake with some space on the outside. Space to burn. Dinal Ekanayake, razzle dazzle, try time Sri Lanka. And that will just seal the deal. Have a look at the smile on the faces off the bench from Sri Lanka. 29 points to 7. Sri Lanka well and truly winning this one.
Dinal Ekanayake, second try of this leg. I mentioned this earlier as well. He has been an absolute workhorse for Sri Lanka throughout the year, be it in the 15-side encounters and in the sevens encounters as well. And Srinath Suryabandara is back.
There's a replay of that try from Srinath Suryabandara. That's the stop and go there to fox the Chinese defender. Dinal Ekanayake scoring that try, outpacing Zhen Huanying from China. 29 points to 7. Sri Lanka will be very proud of this performance. And with this performance, they'll know at the back of their minds that they can take on the best in Asia. And they also are one of the best in Asia. So here's the chance for them to maybe win this one at home soil. But this one is done and dusted. They have 2 more games to go. See how it works out for the Sri Lankans. Here's Bulat Singhal again. Another youngster in the Sri Lankan team gives it out to the other youngster. The 2 20-year-olds linking up there. Here's the maestro in sevens rugby for Sri Lanka, giving it to Dinal Ekanayake. And a little too easy this one for the Sri Lankans. Another try. You really have to commend this Sri Lankan performance, Laksisi.
Absolutely brilliant from Sri Lanka. 34 points to 7. Dinal Ekanayake with his second try. They absolutely love that combination. The 2 20-year-olds with the more senior statesman of the side. And then Dinal Ekanayake just chipping